Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Monday, January 27th. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Well, Leo and Javi Davi Hip Hoppy are enjoying themselves now. He happens to overhear a voicemail that Dougie 3 leaves about could he help him out about the same situation he did. He wants to get the necklace back. So Javi Javi Hip Hoppy is a little concerned about this. But, Leo tells him, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of this. Alrighty, so Holly went right over to Dougie 3, after the whole Sophia thing, where Sophia, comes over to Tate's house and jumps in his arms because her mom won't let her adopt the baby out or whatever. And then, she's just feeling real down. And Dougie's like, well, I'm trying to find a job so I can go pay you back the money that I owe you. So she tells him, don't worry about it. And he's like, yeah, I got to pay you back first, and then I got to get that necklace. In the meanwhile, they have a knock at the door, and it's Leo, who came over soon as he got Javi Javi Hip Hoppy's message. Of course, he's busy consoling Holly. I don't know if they're going to end up together or not. If Tate don't get out of this mess, I don't even know then. So anyway, it's Leo, and Leo's telling him he can get a hold of him. It's not the problem, but they're probably going to want quite a bit more to get that necklace back. And he's like, I don't even know why I called you. He said, I can't even get a job. So Leo tells him that he needs an assistant, so he hires him for his assistant. Good for Leo. Leo's just an all-around do-gooder these days, I just love him. Of course, I liked him when he was just a little punk. Back when he was nobody. Meanwhile, Sophia and Tate are busy checking online, trying to find Rachel, putting the word out in social media posts and this and that. And Sophia comes up with an idea, and she tells Tate, she said, what if we decide on the adoption anyway and just do it? And he said, what are you talking about? Just do it. She said, I'll be over 18 by the time the baby's born. If we want to give the baby up for adoption, I can. And he's like, I don't think that's a good way to do things. But then, he said, well, maybe if you can let your mom meet whoever the adoptive parents are, maybe she would be okay with it, and we wouldn't seem so sneaky. So they're going to try it, but I'm going to tell you, that mom, she's twisted sideways, so she's not going to let them do it. Holly and Holly's grandma pack up Ava. They said, no, she's not dead. She's knocked out. And they put her up in a wheelchair, tied her up, gagged her, put her somewhere. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Brady's seeing he missed Ava's call. It's all grubbly. He can't make out what she says. And so he starts talking to Kristin, goes over to Kristin, and she's talking about how comforting EJ was and how she couldn't find that little scrapbook about her family. She was wanting to show it to Brady. And she's like, I asked Harold, nobody's moved it. And he said, what about Rachel? She said, Rachel? And he said, yeah. And so they thought maybe she could be there at that house. So they take out to go see if Rachel is exactly where she is at her old house where she grew up, where Kristin grew up. So they get there and everything's covered up and everything. And, the furniture, nobody's there. But Brady sees some little white shoes coming out from under the sheet. They uncover Rachel. They're so glad to see her. She's like, oh, y'all are here together. And, and there's the scrapbook. So they knew she took it. So they just want to get her and get out of there. And they said, we're so worried you were here alone and all that. And she's like, I wasn't alone. And then she said, whatever that little snake's name was with her. So they acted like they believe it. So they end up leaving Ava there with Kristin's mother. Woo, look out, Ava. And they go on back to the mansion and let everybody know that Rachel is safe. Meanwhile, Kristin's putting the smack down on her. No internet and stuff. But since she's only had one peanut butter sandwich in a day or two, she gets to have some mac and cheese. So that's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching.